What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to a special Fannounce Table edition of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast. I'm your host of the panel, Tony Mango, and joining me on the mic for this episode is Robert DeFelice.
Hello.
And Callum Wiggins.
It's the biggest WWE Network party of the summer.
Yes.
You
It's
said
the
that with
biggest.
such enthusiasm, Callum.
Sorry, do you want me to try again? It's the biggest big dog, guys. Yeah.
It's
Shannon Wayne and Michael Cole. A big dog is going to watch the WWE Network.
Oh my. It's a Shawn Michaels doubleheader.
Yeah, that is indeed true because of course, this is going to be broken up in two different parts, but what we're going to do today is we're going to watch two different matches and give our commentary track to go along with that. This one that you're listening to right now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to get kind of to prep us a little bit for SummerSlam coming up and the Dolph Ziggler-Seth Rollins Intercontinental Championship match, which is rumored to be turned into a ladder match at some point. They didn't announce it this week, but it might happen. We're going to look back on the Intercontinental Championship title ladder match from August 27th, 1995. That SummerSlam match was between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you're unfamiliar with how...
as the Igloo.
The Igloo, that's the name of it?
Yeah.
Why don't they, just kind of lower the AC a little bit?
Jesus Christ.
If you're unfamiliar with what the Fannounce Table is, especially because this is the first time I'm officially calling it the Fannounce Table, the reason why is because it used to be Smark Announce Table, and it just really bugged me that it was just Smark Announce Table. Why the fuck do I have just the word Smark in front of it? Fannounce Table is a way to incorporate fan plus announce table. It's a little hard to kind of get off the tongue, but Fannounce Table, that's what it is. And essentially what we do here is we watch a particular video, whatever the case may be, and do a commentary track along with it. We got our opinions, and obviously we never, we weren't backstage for this and stuff, so we don't have any insight with that kind of stuff. It's from the IWC nerd perspective, kind of a thing like that. And what we invite you guys to do is to sync up your audio with what we are watching, so you could watch it along with us, kind of like a watch along, and get that kind of DVD experience of what a commentary track will be for a director or something like that. So unfortunately, for copyright reasons, we can't actually give you on the YouTube page itself the video because WWE would just take it down. So what you're going to want to do is go to the WWE Network, and there's a link below in the description of YouTube. If you're on iTunes and Stitcher, you can find it elsewhere and stuff like that. Set your time to the time code of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 31 seconds. What that's going to be, for a little bit of context, is Doc Hendricks, Michael P.S. Hayes, interviewing Razor Ramon. It's a lead-in for this match. And he says... Razor Ramon says, "You want to dance? Well, Razor, he leads." And then we go into Doc Hendricks saying, "Well, there you have it, the anticipated wait," whatever, so on and so forth. So that is what you're going to be looking for. I'm going to give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, play. And then you hit the play button, and then you should be all synced up with us. That's 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 31 seconds. Anything you guys want to set up ahead of time before we get into this?
Yeah. This match was not supposed to be the match that you saw. The match was supposed to be Shawn Michaels defending the Intercontinental title against Psycho Sid, who was his bodyguard going into the WrestleMania 11 match with Diesel. And Sid turned on Shawn, and that's when they decided to turn Shawn babyface. And he was supposed to get his win against Sid. And they decided, hey, let's do a ladder match, Shawn. And as rumor has it, they looked at a ladder match, they looked at Sid, and Shawn said, yeah, I'll do a ladder match, but just put Razor in it. So, to explain this, literally, Gorilla Monsoon on a weekend show, it might have even been Challenge, was just like, hey, I want to give the fans what they want, so fuck Psycho Sid. We're going to do a ladder match with Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, yay!
And I'm sure a lot of people were just kind of like, all right. Because this is after WrestleMania 10. Their ladder match stole the show.
Yeah, this is a year and a half later. Shawn's a full-fledged babyface. And they decided to just go with this. And the winner of this would face Sid on September 11th, 95. for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Also, they were told right before going out that they were competing with Disney to be a family-friendly model, and you couldn't use the ladder as a weapon in a ladder match.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So this is not necessarily considered the best ladder match of all time. It's not considered the worst or anything like that either. It's just something that we have a little bit of fond memories about. We'll get into that when we start talking about the match itself and going down everything when it comes to that and stuff. But that's kind of your setup a little bit. So you don't really need to know necessarily all that much crazy stuff about SummerSlam 1995. It's not like this is like a tournament or something where we're watching the final match of the tournament or whatever. Just invite you guys to dive in and just have a little fun with this. So again, as I mentioned, I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1 play countdown, and you should be on 1:54:31. So go ahead and get your stuff set up. 3, 2, 1, play. Back to you, Vince. Sorry, that's already done. So Razor Ramon, if you are watching it right now, he's walking through the curtain. He didn't jerk the curtain. He's not a curtain jerker. This is later on in the pay-per-view. Now, you guys weren't watching at this time. You were too young.
He's 2 years old.
How dare you?
I wasn't watching pay-per-view at this time. I was watching WWE, but I wasn't just like ordering pay-per-views and stuff like that. But guaranteed, I would have been rooting for Shawn Michaels here. What would you guys have been doing? Would you have been pro Shawn, or would you have been kind of mixed, or pro Razor?
Absolutely pro Shawn.
As a kid, I probably would have definitely been towards Shawn. At this point in time, it's not really. And it was a babyface versus babyface thing, so I don't think I would have been too on one side or the other, really.
I will say that I've been watching wrestling forever, and this is the show.
Holy shit, Pyro!
That
Haven't seen
got,
that in years.
yeah, 1995, more advanced than 2018.
I had the home video of this, so I had seen this match so many different times.
I love the fact that he's like sort of talking like 4 times, like that's anything special. Like
Yeah,
nowadays.
And
Like,
nowadays,
Dolph Ziggler's
no,
held
like,
the Intercontinental Championship about 8, 9 times.
well, think about it. He would have been the first 4-time Intercontinental Champion, and he would get there later on in the year.
Yeah, it was just like amazing that was the record at that point.
It's a little awkward that the thing didn't pop up ahead of time. He's standing there for an extra like 30 seconds more than he probably should have. I used to like this ring gear for Shawn Michaels. He wouldn't have been able to pull it off over the end of his career, kind of, because it's a little glitzier and everything. But all the blue and stuff, I liked that. That was actually my main Shawn Michaels action figure. Was the blue one. I had the red one too, and the red one I ended up using as like I think like Christian or something, because I didn't have like a figure of his at the time. But blue Shawn Michaels won a lot of matches in my little toy ring.
He does look like Elton John in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that outfit doesn't age well.
I mean, at least he still has hair at this point.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
point.
just can't believe that this like glam rock pretty boy is Mr. Woodsman now.
And that not only the women, but the men loved him around that time. You would have thought that people would have been like, nah, I'm not going to root for this guy,
Well, they
Right.
waited until 96 to do that, when he actually won the WWE Championship to do that.
Goes to show you guys, everybody who complains that wrestling fans nowadays are bad, this has been a regular thing. Somebody gets the push and then they go, well, I don't really like the guy,
Well, he does strike me like he bears a lot of similarities to Roman Reigns, whereas like Roman Reigns gets a lot of cheers from like the kids and the women in the audience, and it's usually the men, the vocal male audience, that is the one against him. That kind of parallels to what Shawn Michaels went through in '96. And
Holy crap, you see that person in the background that's like incredibly pale? Look at that. I guess they were trying to dress up as the Undertaker, but they look like they're just
that
like
was
fucking
somebody
ghosts.
That was somebody with a Undertaker outfit on, had to be, because that looked ridiculous.
is it not the guy that's in the front row of every audience now for?
Yeah,
he's just undead.
He's an aspiration.
All right,
this old style that they used to hang up the... No, which after this one they would change it because of it being too messed up. Look at how like run down that is. It's just like
over
tool.
under, how many grams of cocaine do you think both of these guys got through before this match?
I think waited till after. I think they were the kind of guys who just fought after the show, and they're gonna blame the pain that they're in because of the match for the reason being they took all those drugs.
That's not held on very. That doesn't look very held on very securely. That
Sean's gonna fix it. Sean's gonna like throw a fit and make him.
That's a really weird announce thing.
Yeah, Doc Hendricks and Vince McMahon. So you've got the whole like, I'm just so excited about this kind of thing, and then you got the oh my god, it's so kind of thing. Not really a long-lasting announce team, which all reasons make sense.
Look at Shawn like pitching a fit to Vince on commentary.
I love this Intercontinental title, even more so than the white strap.
So who are the two referees? I know Hebner's one, obviously, but
the other one I believe is Chad Patton.
God, he looks significantly younger. Well, he is significantly younger. It's 20 years ago.
I don't think he works there anymore.
Yeah, they're just like, no, we have to fucking fix this. Good idea on Shawn there, showing that, like, this looks stupid. Let's move this around a little bit.
Yeah.
Shawn is, like, that's primary prima donna Shawn Michaels, like, no. We're doing this my way.
Yeah, that replacement of the championship really helped him later on in the match, obviously.
Yeah, maybe if it was looser like it was in the beginning, you know?
No, then it probably would have been one of those scenarios where Razor would have accidentally taken it down or something. I always liked Razor Ramon's punches.
He's someone that knows how to punch properly.
The way that he stomps always made it seem like they really...
With such velocity. That is someone that's really hitting the ropes.
Yeah. Razor was fucking great.
When he was like motivated and really like interested in the match, like there were a few better at his size.
WWF, Razor Ramon was great.
Then he
Scott Hall and WCW, not as much.
He was good for a while, for a year or so. And then he realised he could do basically whatever he wanted and he'd still get paid more than anybody else.
Yeah.
I think Scott Hall is supremely underrated.
Should have been a world champ. Would have if they would have had a brand split at the time.
Oh, yeah. He would have, if he would have just stayed, I think he would have eventually got the belt.
I've always thought that with the one world championship thing, he was always going to be just an understudy guy.
I'm surprised he didn't win the world title in WCW at some point.
Maybe that's why he got the Intercontinental title.
It's because he never really cared about championships. He only ever cared about making as much money as possible. He's always gone by the inclination that he didn't really care that Nash and Hogan were so invested in who was the world champion. He was just more interested about being paid.
I would argue that Nash was also not that invested.
Oh, it's like that spot.
I mean, I'd argue that as well until he became Booker and decided to give himself the world championship almost immediately. So that's...
Who does it better, Shawn jumping over the rope like that, or Flair? I think they
do it differently. I think, but I would go with Shawn.
Flair always looks like he's purposely doing it. Shawn looks like he just is like wildly thrown.
Yeah, I think it's the thing with like Shawn's size makes it a lot, and he's obviously more athletic than Flair ever was, so he can make it look a lot better.
Like this dude in the front row, right on the corner, who looks like he's just kind of like, oh my, this is fisticuffs kind of thing.
Yeah, he doesn't really know what he signed up for.
These two gentlemen are engaging in fisticuffs. Wow, how improper.
Oh,
fuck. I forgot about that.
That's a dangerous bump.
Yeah.
People talk about nowadays.
I wonder if that was actually like calculated or if they were just kind of like...
That was calculated. They're going to play that the entire match.
Now we got a good look at the guy that I'm talking about his mullet. Sweet mullet, dude. Well, you can tell that you're in the 90s with that kind of hairstyle. All the party in the
2 months
back.
in the ring right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, well, I mean, Shawn's got
a
long
better
hair.
mullet than the dude in the suit over there.
Yeah, and it's one thing if you're like a gimmicky character and stuff. If you're a dude in a suit with a camera just kind of sitting there and you've got like a Mean Gene mullet in the background. Mullets, thank God mullets haven't come back. As I say that, they're probably going to start coming back.
Mm.
And Shawn mostly just has like long hair. I always like this SummerSlam logo too. This is my second favorite SummerSlam logo. The current one is the best.
Really? I don't like the current one.
So well, hang on. We're less than 5 minutes into the match. We've already got a double down.
Yeah. Because they're so even.
What's the work rate in this? I know Shawn's like dived off the apron already and like landed on his back. But what's Ramon's excuse? Besides like whatever Jack Daniels he was drinking before coming out.
There you go.
Nah, that was a little.
Yeah, that was a little contrived.
I always like this kind of a spot though, like the kick the guy on top of the ropes sort of thing.
I was gonna do. Oh, nice full away slam.
And I still keep getting distracted by that Undertaker person in the crowd. It just like they look like the type of person that when you take a photograph and you go, "Oh my God, is that like a ghost in the background?" Like that kind of thing.
I think they're already on the show.
They need to redo this setup where you have to go and get the ladder, and it's like not like, oh, here's 20 ladders standing around the ring.
But Undertaker was already on this show. Obviously, we're fighting Karma in a casket match. Basically, every year they had a casket match or two for the Undertaker. Those were the days.
Hey, look, it's Sacred Sid.
Where someone had a gimmick match and they'd put it out every now and again.
Oh, you're ahead of me. It's like I said, just popped up on mine. I don't know how that happened. You're like...
Yeah, it's only just popped up.
2 seconds ahead of me or something. Ooh.
That's a nice spit in the air.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the people that get hit by that stuff.
I remember as a kid, like almost any time that somebody would spit out their gum, I'd be like, did he lose a tooth?
Yeah, me too. I hate Doc Hendricks' commentary. Sorry, Michael. I just, ugh.
What do you guys think about this ladder? Because as far as I can remember, this might be the last time that they had this type of like red and silver ladder.
They would use it a couple more times for like random Raw ladder matches, like Rock versus Mankind. But this is the last pay-per-view where this ladder is featured.
I never liked it.
I prefer it. I guess because
oh my God, he used it as a weapon.
No, he accidentally. And Vince even calls it out on commentary. Oh, that was an accident.
Yeah, I don't think so. He was trying to set the ladder up. It's like, please don't sue us. Kind of thing. One thing I do like about this ladder, though, from my memory, because I haven't watched this match in, I don't know, 20 years, something like that.
They just mooned him. Yeah, he's mooned.
I forgot that happens in this match. What I do remember about this that I like is the ladder is flimsy, and it ends up making it like that spot right there. Like, I love this whole spot.
Mm.
And give them credit again because they're making everything look completely
it looks authentic.
incidental.
It looks like an actual match is going on where they obviously the objective is to do a ladder rather than how many spots can we get out of this ladder. Like, there's no like much like laying around waiting for the ladder and stuff like that. There's no like, okay, we've got to set you up in this position. We've got to put this ladder through another ladder and stuff like that. It's just like that stuff leads to very cool and interesting spots, but it's like there's so much pre-planning going on into it.
Yeah, and when they start doing that kind of stuff, you can go, okay, well, the match isn't going to end until they do something with that spot that they just set up.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Whereas this feels like a wrestling match that's going on where a ladder has to be involved.
I really do miss matches like this.
Mm-hmm. I love the psychology of just like, well, he got his foot stuck. All right, I'm going to stomp it, you know.
It is a great way to do it, especially for like singles ladder matches. Like for the multi-man matches, I can kind of see you can be a bit more of a spot fest, but for the one-on-one things, you kind of want to structure it as an actual match.
That's why I actually enjoyed this match a lot when I was a kid. I actually, for the most part, I liked it better than the WrestleMania 10 one.
Me too. But to be fair, I had this match on tape, and I watched it ad nauseum, and I couldn't find, which is funny now, but I couldn't find the WrestleMania 10 one until they released it on DVD.
See, that's an attack.
No,
Disney's really getting pissed now.
See, Vince is still trying to say, well, that one might not have been such an accident.
Although he did actually specify, though, he's going to set the ladder up. Kind of like, you're going to do the thing, Razor. Yeah. If I remember correctly, I like this body slam a lot. Let's see. Yep, I always like that body slam. It's very clean.
Yeah, right on the leg as well. It's like right on the point of the knee as well. So it's like perfect placement.
Yeah, it's almost like he body slammed like a mannequin or something like that. Like Shawn just let him do whatever.
Also, going back to that thing earlier, do you think Shawn Michaels, because it happened quite often, do you think Shawn Michaels insisted on people pulling his tights down in matches?
Oh, he probably did. He was probably just like, yeah, it would be kind of funny if I moved the fucking crowd.
I think that Mania was an
that's
accident.
good.
Oh, that was really good.
Oh my god, he's actually selling a limb. And he can't actually stand on the limb.
You don't see that anymore.
Or hang on, we have to wait until like 5 minutes from now where he's actually like standing back up on the leg and nothing's the matter.
And running around and using it to kick people.
Yeah, and he nips up and nothing's the matter with his leg.
I don't think.
Well, wait and see. I don't remember it very well, so.
Always like that spot too. That's good.
I love how, because of the mandate, they're really making everything just look like, oh, and the ladder happened to be there.
Yeah, it's good. It shows that they like know what they're talking about and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah, if Michaels had to do this match with Sid, this would not be.
Oh no, it would have been a mess.
Okay, I'm going to argue that one.
This is well past the point where they go, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna use the goddamn ladder. Like, just gonna, why not?
Yeah, it might as well be so now. What are you gonna do, Disney? Just send Mickey Mouse after us?
And Disney didn't give a shit. It was them trying to be, oh, we're family entertainment. We can't hit people with ladders.
Yet, you have to acknowledge the fact that even then, in 1995, when there was not even close to the same kind of like hardcore style that we had a couple years later than that we have now. Now we're used to it. Now, when a Hell in a Cell match happens, everybody goes, well, what's the big spot going to be? Back then, even in 1995, people are going, oh, it's a ladder match? I wonder what crazy things they did with the ladder. Even then. So it's like, stop acting like you're too family friendly. Even the kids in the crowd want to see that. I miss when people used to use the turnbuckles like this. They can't really do it anymore. But man, that was so good, seeing people do stuff like that. When Brett would do that and then do the figure 4 on there, I loved it. Such a good way to incorporate the ring.
I love how they can make the noise.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I love how they can make the noise as well, because he's hitting the thing into the post and then he's kicking the steps as he goes, so it makes it sound like a lot more violent than it actually is.
Yeah, they actually had to put a lot of thought and effort into what they did.
And that's why you'd be able to tell the difference between the people that were really good and the people that were just okay and the people that sucked.
Yeah. I also love the fact that like Michaels is getting like really like just a couple of hope spots in every now and again, but it's just completely dominated by like Razor, this attack on the leg. Like you have a thing where like, Michaels kicks him over the top rope every now and again, but then immediately Ramon's back on it because Michaels is in real danger here.
And
yeah, he's the bigger guy. And
attacked his leg like with such ferocity, you know?
He's kind of playing heel a little bit, which is, it makes sense because Shawn's the fresher baby face.
Yeah, and the smaller guy, so you always should really have the bigger guy as the heel in these sort of situations.
Plus, he is the bad guy, so, you know. I also noticed a minute ago, they've got a...
Watch this.
I don't remember the spot. Oh, wait. I forgot about that. That's great.
Well, I think if ladders actually weighed anything, that would really hurt.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't weigh too much, but your leg's messed up, anything being on the top of it's going to hurt. Throw a toothpick at it and it's like, ah.
You might actually do that.
So what,
I always thought that Razor Ramon should have won a match with the toothpick at some point.
It would be fun.
Like, just throws the toothpick, and then the person's like, it's in my eye, and then he rolls him up. Doing great.
So is this the third ladder match in WWE history at this point?
Yes. Well, technically, Razor and Shawn did a few at house shows prior to Mania. And actually, this is the third of the well-known ones, but Razor and Shawn had a couple. They did a couple with Jeff Jarrett and Razor. Jarrett actually won the belt back from Razor in a ladder match. And Jarrett also defended it against Bulldog in a ladder match earlier that year.
They had the Brett one, of course.
Yeah, Brett Michaels, yeah.
And I love this, too. There's one ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a great touch.
It's a ladder match, not a 5 ladders match kind of a thing.
Yeah, some of my favourite ladder matches have been like matches that seem to be revolved around one or maybe a second ladder when that comes in later on. Like
Benoit Jericho.
Yeah, Michaels Jericho, Jericho Benoit, both the Ramon Michaels matches, Triple H The Rock,
RVD Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, like it's very straightforward, very clean. But obviously with the multi one, like it makes sense to have multiple ladders.
Yeah, you can't have one ladder.
When Jeff Hardy and Edge did their ladder match, they had multiple ladders.
Crowds look so much smaller.
Well, because
on these old ones,
they were drastically smaller.
I know, but it's like
so much more excited.
It's so noticeable though because you can see giant gaps for the steps and stuff. Just the way that the arenas used to be too. Like, I mean,
let's not shy away from the fact that this is I mean, these matches are great, and obviously a lot of people remember them quite fondly for like the rise of Michaels. But this is a serious downturn point in professional wrestling.
Yeah, this is WrestleMania 11 and such.
Yeah, I mean, both in WCW and in WWF, there's a serious decline in the popularity of wrestling.
Which is amazing because jump forward 12 months and the wrestling is hitting a boom period.
Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's cyclical, but it does just rise and fall from just different angles. It's not really until Nitro starts to gain steam that wrestling starts to become a big deal again. That wasn't very clean for him.
Shawn's still trying to limp a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the adrenaline's kicking in and stuff, but my leg still hurts. I haven't forgotten about it.
I can go along with that. I can go along with that side of things. I don't really buy Michaels being able to body slam Razor Ramon, but I guess you have to try and position him as some sort of heavyweight if you're going to make him world champion one day.
He's gonna make a leap.
What a maneuver!
Oh, that was good.
Good to follow it up with the punches.
Yeah. It was actually a reasonably clean connection. I was actually expecting it to be worse than that.
And you got to think these two trust each other more than most.
Oh yeah. Which is bizarre because they probably both know what sort of things they were on at the time. So,
I remember loving this shot.
Call back to WrestleMania 10, but this time he's standing on top of the ladder,
and he misses. Oh,
I love this match.
It is kind of bad that I've seen this match however many times that I've seen it, maybe I don't know, 30 times in my life or something like that. And I haven't seen it in a bunch of years and stuff. I know who wins, all that kind of stuff. I actually am enjoying it a lot more than I probably am going to enjoy a lot of the matches at SummerSlam this year.
Well, because they're actually telling a story.
Yeah. They know what they're doing. It's not going to result in some kind of problematic BS.
They're making every spot feel meaningful because obviously I know there's the issue of them laying down for quite significant periods of time, but it's it's meant to be a grueling match. Nowadays, the ladder match feels
it's 95, and
nowadays ladder matches feel a little bit not so much hectic, but you have to do something pretty serious to get people to be laying down for a significant period of time. Whereas this time it's still a fresh concept, so you can start using it as oh my god, ladder match is super dangerous.
Stupid Hardys ruining that for everybody.
That Undertaker dressed up dude in the background doesn't seem to react to anything.
Maybe it's
Clap.
the Undertaker. How do you know? He's certainly no Thundertaker.
Undertaker.
And
And the belt just happens to like turn just enough for that shot. That's good.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's
I
like
think someone's controlling it.
that'd be hilarious if somebody in the back's just kind of like turning some little dial kind of thing. Hey, what do you do? Oh, I work for WWE. Oh, you're a wrestler? Nah, I just turned the belt.
Oh, that was the guy that accidentally pulled the briefcase up in the Austin.
Yeah, it's the same guy. The one responsible for raising the cage different times, you know.
They just fall asleep every now and again. It just like happens. I love them to like revisit that and then say it was Hornswoggle.
I think
It's Kennedy.
The saddest thing about Razor leaving is that we didn't get a rubber ladder match between them for the world title.
I don't know if they'd be able to climb a rubber ladder match.
Any weight, would it?
Yeah, we both jumped on that one.
I do really.
Yeah. Just think the same thing.
Now I want to see a rubber ladder match and see people bounce all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's like a moon bounce thing, like, you know, when Rey Mysterio would like jump off the top rope to like jump on top of the ladder, or Kofi Kingston would do it or something like that. They do that, but then they just bounce afterward.
Look at the little kid
trying to grab it.
He's trying to go the ladder, climb up, get the title for himself.
Oh, I don't remember what happens here with Razor and looking under the ring.
He's probably looking for a bottle or something. Maybe a prescription.
Somebody just kicked Shawn.
Yeah, it's just something to get out, think, after all.
The little girl's trying to grab Shawn too.
Mm.
I never understood this fascination with people being like, "Oh, the wrestlers around me. Let me pat his back," or something like that.
It's like amazing. Like, it's quite cool to see loads of kids in the front row rather than just loads of disinterested old fans.
Or
Or like Brock Lesnar guy.
Yeah, it's like a load of like just older people that the only people who can afford the front row tickets. At this point, I was just loads of kids because tickets pretty much cost the same. Oh my god,
There's that one
exciting.
bottle of water underneath the ring. You got to imagine whoever had that, they're not going to be drinking that.
Oh,
no trash cans, no kendo sticks under the ring.
Kind of busted.
Yeah. Well, where's Jonathan Coachman say the ladder's not actually positioned under the tile?
Coach is terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
I used to love the Razor's Edge.
What a cool move.
It's not like too practical the way that he's holding them and stuff like that, but it looks cool.
Yeah. See, nowadays you do that on the ladder.
Oh, now you do it off the ladder and you do it to somersault when you're doing it, and the person gets up immediately afterward.
Mm. But yeah, it's a really like impactful looking move. Like it was like wasn't Sheamus used that as his finisher for like the Celtic Cross?
Yep. And he ran with it though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his one looked not so much better than Ramon's one, but it was an updated modern day version of it.
I still think that somebody like Baron Corbin would be really good with that. The height is the thing that sells it.
But he has one of the best finishes. Like one of the only good things about Baron Corbin is the end of days.
Yeah, but that's one of those things that I kind of like wish I had that information. I could go back and like switch a couple things around, like give the end of days to somebody else who needs another finisher or something, and give the Celtic Cross to Baron Corbin.
Give it to Mojo.
Yeah, somebody like a Mojo. Like,
you just need to be.
Although somebody more useful.
By the way, love Vince McMahon saying which one of the two is the legal ladder.
I didn't catch that. The legal ladder, like they're gonna be like, well, you climbed up, but that wasn't the ladder that got tagged in.
Do you think they're bringing the second ladder in just because the other one was busted?
No, bringing the second ladder in was part of their idea to, increase the spectacle of the first one, because Remember?
Oh, I think I remember this spot. Oh, this is gonna be look really stupid in a little while.
Yeah. This
don't
must
know
have
why they
seemed
thought this was
really
good.
cool.
I don't
at
know
the
what.
time.
Yeah, this was something that was like sounded really cool on paper, just really doesn't work. Oh god.
Okay. This is supposed to be the finish, and he misses.
And he almost damn near like fucks
Came
himself
down
up
the
with
fucking
that.
belt too, on the ladder too.
Yeah, that edge of the ladder just missed him. Or he just missed that edge.
That might be the worst kick I've ever seen in any wrestling match, let alone.
Well, hold on. Why didn't he go up higher? Like, he didn't see I can't reach the thing from here?
Maybe he thought he'd be able to jump high enough.
Maybe he thought jumping would look cool.
Maybe the reason why is because that's not the legal ladder.
That's pretty good improvisation. If that was meant to be the finish of him grabbing it afterwards, that's quite a good bit of improvisation.
That would have been dramatic too. That would have fit the whole, he's the most charismatic wrestler ever. Look at him, he jumped.
But it would have been like, well, I would have suggested to Michaels right now, maybe you should have put the ladder slightly closer to the title.
And then he thinks.
Now, I love this. This is one of my favorite shots. That slip.
He thought, I'll fall with it, and it'll be dramatic.
Yeah. I love the crowd.
And then this dude's like, motherfucker, fuck this shit. Right up the ladder I go.
But I love that, though. I mean, people have talked about this before. I'm going to echo some of the same statements. That makes it so much better because it looks like it's hard to do. Yeah. Instead of just like, oh, that's the spot that leads to the end. You know?
I also love the fact that Michaels didn't run up the ladder because he was upset that he hadn't got it the second time. Because a lot of people probably would have just gone, oh, I've fallen off again. I'm going to have to just sprint up the ladder because get this as soon as possible.
Razor's pissed.
It's like, remember, I had the legal Intercontinental title.
That wasn't the legal ladder.
No, that was the gimmick of the other match.
And I always used to like this kind of stuff at the end of matches too.
Yeah. Whereas, see, this looks like begrudging respect, which is something that I'm a big fan of.
And at the end of the day, it enhances Shawn's story because the WrestleMania ladder match was probably his greatest loss.
Pyro at the end of a match.
And there goes the belt. He just threw it down like it meant nothing.
But that also feels a lot like the Roman Reigns thing where, oh, he has a match and the guy has to give him respect afterwards. Only this time it seems to have worked.
Oh, it balances out the ladder match that they had before. It gives that little boost of, hey, you're the babyface now. I'm giving you my endorsement kind of thing.
Yeah.
The mother, like, probably
she wants Shawn.
Hates going to these shows, but wants a piece of Shawn Michaels' ass.
Damn good match. Still holds up.
Very good match, yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot more than I probably would have expected. It's a really good like match. Like the fact that it's a ladder match doesn't really affect it as much as a good match.
Yeah, it's just like rock solid. They knew what they were gonna do. They had a lot of limitations, but they still got Dean Douglas. This was a terrible character. Obviously, we're not going to watch the whole rest of the pay-per-view and stuff, but we got a little bit of an overrun.
There's only one match left, and you don't want to watch it. Like,
yeah, turn off now, please. Save yourself some real like danger and heartbreak.
95 is such an anomaly, dude. Anyone that main evented a pay-per-view in 95 meant shit in 96.
It's so weird. I mean, we've got Dean Douglas on the screen right now. Dean Douglas didn't amount to anything. Former Intercontinental Champion for 30 minutes.
Well, he went on to be Shane Douglas in ECW and WCW, so it did turn out okay for him in the end.
Well, no, he was. It was better for him before. After this run, he went back, but it was all downhill.
Fucking Razor, some bookworm. So our basic idea with this was just to watch some SummerSlam stuff, and that match stands out as something that we had some memories of. I mentioned before that there was a chance that the Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins match becomes a ladder match. And you know that if that's the case, they're probably going to be watching this and referencing it. So it's good to look back on the past and kind of get a little bit of reference for that, because maybe we get something that alludes back to this, you know, some kind of a callback or something. But I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
Loved it.
I think, oh God, you're going to do the scratch of that. Ah, no, all right, I'm muting that. Fuck that, I'm not doing that. So, per normal, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I hope you leave your comments below and tell us what you think about this match or our commentary or anything else that you want to kind of go along with that. We're going to actually record a second one of these, so you're going to hear that separately on a different video, on a different iTunes and Stitcher feed. But we invite you guys to check that one out too, because, you know, you do one, you do the other. Have a little bit of fun with that too. Plug-wise, though, before we sign off on this one, make sure, of course, that you subscribe on YouTube to Smark Out Moment on the YouTube channel. Ring that little bell for notifications as well. That way you can be aware of when we do have these videos posted and everything else that's coming up too. We've got the Facebook and the Twitter account for Smark Out Moment, both at Smark Out Moment. Follow those. Follow everything on fanboysanonymous.com, all over the place on that kind of stuff. SmarkOutMoment.com has everything other than the podcast, so make sure that you check out the content that's happening there. Yeah, that's about it. I'll cycle back to myself in a moment, but give you guys a little chance to put out something. Rob?
I'm at Dude Felice on Twitter and Instagram. Check out WrestleZone.com for your daily wrestling news. And go to TimekillerApparel.com and buy a t-shirt. Callum?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Wigmeister14. And yeah, just check out the weekly stuff that's going out on Smark Out Moment. Some of which I contribute to, some of which just passes me by.
All right, everybody. The last thing I want to mention to you is if you want to see more things like this in the future, you know, it's something that we don't necessarily get the time to do all the time. But the support that you guys show us gives us a reason to do that. And one of the ways that you can support us is through the Patreon. If you've got a little bit of spare change you want to throw my way to be able to keep the lights on here and make sure that we do more of these kind of things, consider donating $1, $5, $20, $100, you know, $16,000, whatever the case may be. Obviously, I'm expecting like $1 or something, but every little bit actually helps quite a bit. And another way that you can do that is the TeePublic and the Redbubble shops. You got, you know, if you want to pick up some merchandise, a little bit of that money comes my way too. And it's just another good way to kind of keep us going, keep us motivated. And same thing when it comes to liking and sharing and favoriting and passing the word along and everything else like that. So thank you for listening to this. Thank you for all the support that you guys show us. For this Fannounce Table, we're done, and we will see you on the next one. This has been another Smark Out Moment. We're being counted out.